I wanted to welcome all of you to the opening ceremony. So we will be doing breakout sessions, and please just let Zoom do its thing. You will have 2 minutes each, and then they will have 1 minute. So you don't need to click yourself back into here. We will bring you back when you're needed. There is an ask for the hosts, which is that you would bring a piece of cotton string, an awareness of which way is south, a piece of paper the size of a stamp and a writing implement, a stone that fits into your pocket, and a sense of belonging. So we are now at the top of the hour, and we have some amazing facilitators and space holders and hosts that will be guiding us through this ceremony. So I will introduce them, and then we will start. Jenny B is a spiritual guide, medicine woman, and co-founder of an intention-based community called Loveland. She's joining from Los Angeles, California. Jyoti Ma is a spiritual elder, joining from Monterio in California. Pamela is a radical facilitator for deeper human connection, joining from Helsingborg in Sweden. Dragonfly is a practitioner of deep listening with 12 Burning Man experiences, leading international camps focused on ceremony and ritual. He's joining from Palm Springs in California. Nils is the guardian of World of Wisdom. He's a holistic coach, a shamanic healer, and a change maker, and he's joining from the Seed Camp in Gotland, Sweden. The first thing we'll see is actually a video from Ilarion, who is an elder. He is the visionary between the wisdom weavers. He's raised in a traditional Unangan way and received his Unangan name Kyux at age 4. Kyux means an arm extending out from the body, a carrier of ancient knowledge into modern times, a messenger. Welcome to the opening ceremony of World of Wisdom in August 2020.
Hello, my other self. This is what our people say. And we are Unangan. We've been in the Bering Sea for over 10,000 years, and we're still there. We have a message for you from the wisdom weavers of the world. If you want to find out more about them, it's www.wisdomweavers.world. And the message is that during these times, the women are going to take the lead. The men's job is to support the sacred space of women so that they can do their work. And it's based on a story that we have that's very ancient, that we get our original instructions from the womb at the center of the universe. And it's a place of creation and creativity. And the identical field of energy is in every woman's womb. And when women get together in sisterhood, heal the traumas that they have experienced in their lives and through the download of their mother, that then they can take this energy and move it outside of themselves physically, and then something new will be birthed. Until this happens, nothing new is going to be created. Everything that is state-of-the-art thinking and state-of-the-art technology is nothing but the old regurgitated as the new. That is the message.
Beautiful. And at this time, I'd like to share with everyone a directional prayer that I'd like you all to participate with me in. And we're going to start by beginning to face south. So if you're oriented to face south now, we're going to go in a clockwise direction. So we're going to go south, east, west, north, southwest, northeast. And I'm going to say a short prayer for each direction. And then it's going to be, I'm going to say aho. And if you can just repeat after me, aho. And then we'll turn to the next direction. Amit, if you can, I don't know if you're able to turn volume down on the music that's in the background, but turning it down just a little bit more would be wonderful. Thank you. We'll say that for the next round. So we begin now, and everyone, if you can bring your hands to face the direction, connecting and gathering this energy. To the winds of the south, great serpent, wrap your coils of light around us. Teach us to shed the past the way you shed your skin, to walk softly upon the earth. Teach us the beauty way. Aho. And turning to face west. To the winds of the west, mother, sister, jaguar, protect our medicine space. Teach us to trust our instincts, our inner knowing. Teach us the way of peace, to live impeccably. Show us the way beyond death. Aho. Turning now to face north. To the winds of the north, hummingbird, you who memorizes thousands of flowers, yet sips the nectar from only those that nourish you the most. Illuminate our nectar and grant us the desire to sip often. Grandmothers and grandfathers, ancient ones, come and warm your hands by our fire. Whisper to us in the wind. We honor you who have come before and you who will come after, our children's children. Aho. And turning now to the east. To the winds of the east, great eagle, condor, come to us from the place of the rising sun. Keep us under your wing. Show us the mountains we only dare to dream of. Teach us to fly wing to wing with the Great Spirit. Aho. Coming now back, facing center, bringing your hands to the ground if you can reach, down to your table, connecting to the earth. Sweet Mother Earth, Pachamama, we have gathered here for the healing of all your people, the stone people, the plant people, the two-legged, the four-legged, the thinned, the third, and the winged ones, all our relations. Aho. Now bringing our hands to the sky. Father, Sun, Grandmother Moon, to the star nations and the angelic realms. Great Spirit, you who are known by 1,000 names and you who are the unnameable one, thank you for allowing us to sing the song of life. Aho. Placing our hands over our hearts, closing our eyes. O Spirit of our souls within, place of union, love, and reverence, we are grateful for this gift of life and for the love that guides our way. We open our hearts and join with all in love. It is begun. Aho. Thank you all for joining me.
I think this is where I'm supposed to jump in, so I will introduce myself. I'm Jyoti Ma. Some call me Grandma Jyoti. I'm an elder. I'm in my 73rd year as the Earth Speak about life here. I'm sitting on the sacred territories of the Pomo peoples and the coastal Miwoks of Northern California, with the redwood trees all around my house listening to us as we speak. So I just want to offer that moment up. I really, my brother Lalarian and what he spoke and your beautiful calling in of the directions really set a good place for me to step into. So I first want to bow to you each for bringing it about that way. And what Lalarian has spoken about is what's coming out of the inside of us, coming from the deep feminine that catches the vision and the dream that drives us. In my world, the old ones say that there was a grandmother that dreamed us into being and is still dreaming us now. And so if we can think about it that way, my story is that all of us have, many of us, especially those that are gathered in circles like this one, and the beautiful community that's being launched today, that's birthing itself today. And thank you, Nils, for inviting me humbly to be here on this moment, offered my prayer and a little bit of what maybe the earth has asked me to bring to the circle as this birthing takes place through each and every one of you. But the way she's shown it to me, I have a community that's 30 plus years old. It's a spiritually intentional community that has served, learned from, been instructed by, and driven by the passion we hold for our relationship with Mother Earth and her intelligence. And it is through these earth-based ways of prayer that we've been initiated and continue to be directed by in order to participate in the great making. And the great making is happening right now as we speak. And so when I looked back over the statement the Great Mother had been making through us for those 30 plus years, I realized that she first said, time to wake up, wake yourself up. Then she gave us tools to help wake others, to help in their midwifing process of bringing consciousness forward. And then she said, go live with the land again and remember the original protocols of this land. And so she brought us on top of a mountaintop, 160 acres here in California that we landed in and officially declared ourselves this community. And then she brought us a mission 3 years into that work. And that mission, she said, is I'm going to give you one of my most sacred baskets, and in that basket are some of my most treasured jewels. Those jewels represent lines of prayer that go back to the original time. Do not mix them. Do not change them. Protect and keep them safe and walk them through the doorway of the millennia and hand them back to me. I have something we're going to do. Now, we didn't understand all that, but up our 14-mile logger road came the elders from those lines of prayer to initiate us and to wake us up and to share with us the protocols that those lines of prayer bring into this creation, the ways of sustaining this creation, loving and honoring this creation, and feeding this creation. And so then we would come, and all of a sudden 9/11 would happen, and the ways that we had put into motion through the Western model to protect this basket and our lands and our way of life that we were restoring fell down. And so we became a church, which was a whole nother story that I can get you in. But it was about ministers of walking prayer. And it was about how to learn from and be directed by earth-based ways of prayer. And then we would keep learning, be initiated, keep growing, keep waking. We would realize then that we were all catching guidance, that it was time to bring a grandmother circle together. And so out of that would come the International Council of 13 Indigenous Grandmothers that we convened. We thought it was going to be 1 year, and a decade later, we had taken on the loving service to raise the monies and help organize and help to grow this prayer for peace that went globally and shook the world awake. There's more story inside that one too. And a couple of years before it would be time for the grandmothers to take wing and make their own independence, she gave me the next seed, which she called the fountain. And she said it was time to restore an economic model that was based on reciprocity and collaboration guided by nature and the sacred. And that was 9 years ago, we activated that. And it is through going to meet with the Mamos, the original peoples, the 4 original peoples in Colombia, that they saw this vision as insignificant and decided to join in it. And since then have received the messages from the mother herself through their consultation. They've given us that direction. We've taken the action to walk that out. Then we've gone into ceremony to consecrate it and give thanks, and gotten the next consultation and the next direction. And that's prepared us to walk so I could stand and be with you here and now. And along this trail, we've come to understand that our community has been walking with and serving also prophecy. And the prophecies come to prepare us for these times, and they have done so for many decades. They have also now come to instruct us how to walk through this moment of time that Mother Earth is in and that we find ourselves into. So that's where we are. That's where we're sitting. A couple of years ago, the Mamos would give us a prophecy. They would say in this prophecy that the ending is falling into the beginning, and the beginning will roll out in 2026. Now that's not so far away. We're in the middle of the big cleanse. They gave us this commission in 2013, and then they began to activate things with us, things that needed to be done through the mother's direction in her great making. They said those individuals and organizations, communities like this one, would roll out in 2026 when they were following and their foundation was based on original principles of reciprocity, collaboration, heart unity, and all life is sacred. That's those feminine principles. That one, that grandmother, that first dreaming grandmother, she's still weaving those principles. They're still here. And the gift of that is that this strand that each of us has been cultivated by, taught by, awakened by, we're holding in our hands, and we're coming to the world stage to declare that thread we hold. And then she will show us how to weave. She will show us the weaving, that the possible weaving of what that doorway we're headed to, that doorway the Mother Earth is pulling us through as she moves in her ascension process. Now, that prophecy went on to say that it's important to watch the ending as it falls down, but stay focused on that which is breaking through. That's where we must put our focus. The Mother Earth said to us when she put the Mother Earth delegation of United Indigenous Nations, she put it into motion last September and she lit it up in March. And now that delegation, what she said is it's time to declare our sovereignty, and it's time to restore the original caretaker roles back in her territories, in her sacred sites. They all need to be open. They need to breathe again so she can breathe. Isn't it interesting that through our human species, we're all focused on breathing? This man, Floyd, died saying, I can't breathe. We must take the knees off of our necks from a way of life that is complete. I don't think we're here to fix something. We're here to see if we as a species are going to move with the earth into her next ascended space. She's going there. She's been through 5 extinctions before. This is her 6th. She knows how to do this. So she's declaring, come stand in my nation, Mother Earth Nation. Listen to my instruction. Quit trying to speak to those that are not listening. Come and listen deeply to that instruction. Stay in the present moment. Receive what I send you in your present moment. Embrace it because it holds instruction for you. and the thread you carry into this moment. Once that's done, then she will carry you into the next moment. If you stay in the present moment, you have to stay in your witness as well, because if not, your mind will run ahead to see where you're going. That means your ego and your mind are now manipulating that process, and you lost your opportunity to follow the process, which will bring you to full authenticity of the moment. Or if you're in that moment, your mind will go backwards to look, and it will bring regret into your present moment. This is your practice right now, she says so firmly with me, with this fierce love. Stay in the present moment. Stay in the present moment. So that's kind of where we are today as you are birthing this beautiful community. And Nils has asked me to end this with the prayer. So I would like to offer my prayer into that which is already flowing. So if you take just a moment to arrive in your present moment and really see that witness, sit in your chair of the sacred witness. And with your breath, we're all going to share it together. And then breathe it out. Because this breath we're sharing right now has been shared since the beginning of time. Breathe in. And then you can breathe out. And one more time. And then breathe out. Each time settling a little more into your sacred seat, into your present moment. And with the next breath, Mother, Father God, this is Jyoti. I want to say good morning, good evening to you, wherever we're sitting on this beautiful earth of yours. I want to say good morning. I want to say thank you for this day. Thank you for the morning star that announced the day was coming and all the things she dropped upon us as we were beginning to wake. Thank you for the sun that brought the dawn of a brand new day that we could all stand up in, put our skin on, take a deep breath, and call full presence into space. Thank you for the ancestors' hands that are on the back of each and every one of us, guiding us, helping us remember that line that goes back to our own familiar original time and space, the root of who we are. Thank you. Thank you for the indigenous and our original peoples, those peoples that have been there from that original time when you handed them protocol so the creation could be cared for and the reciprocity of life could circle and care for all within it. Thank you. Thank you that these original people had so much strength inside and courage and faith in your direction and trust in a way of life that cultivated and cared for that direction, that it brought them all the way through great histories of change where they could have broken the line you handed them, but they did not. They carried it. They carried it and they persevered. And they brought that way of life, that line unbroken, to stand with us here and now and help us remember ourselves. Oh, for that Creator, I am ever so thankful. I am thankful because creation herself is showing such love for who we are as one of the species in her great creation. Help us remember and come back to that understanding of our interconnectedness, of the beauty of this creation in its diversity. Help us remember that all nations are part of one nation, a nation of the heart. That love is the strongest medicine of our time. It will soothe, it will water and grow those seeds of possibility that you've planted in our own soul's destiny path. It will help us remember that all the diversity is what will bring the beauty of the bouquet that Mother Earth has prepared herself to anoint these times. And it will create a perfume of compassion that can move through the winds to touch each and every one of us. I give thanks to your mother elements, the water, the fire, the air, the earth, and the way they continue to hold and anchor us here in this reality and instruct us with how to be a part of the great making and to allow that to flow out through us individually and our own authenticity, not out of competition or comparison, not out of right or wrong, but showing up because it is her moment. And we are in service to it. Aren't we lucky, Creator? That you took the things off our eyes and unplugged our ears and uncovered our hearts so we could see and hear again. And we could remember. We could remember and connect with the coding of the beauty way that lives in every single one of us. Thank you for this day of possibility. I know the challenges are hard and they're tricky. They can confuse and distract us from that attention to your voice and instruction. We are in a moment of choosing. Let us wake up fully so we can make choice from the heart and the intelligence that the heart brings to this moment. We can still our minds and learn how to let the mind be part of an instrument in the making. Let it humble itself that way so its genius can be revealed. Because when we are close to you, Creator, the closer we get to you, the more of your creative life force flows through us, and we get to be an instrument in its will. And that is a moment of celebration. Let us bring joy as we make the boats that will bring us in 2026 into that new realm, into what the Aborigine call the new way of dreaming. Thank you for being here today as we announce the birthing of a community that's holding all these concepts and protocols and understandings and want to meet the unknown and make relation with it. For it is truly through relations that all else will flow. Let us be the peace we have prayed for. Let us be. This is my prayer. This is my prayer. This is my prayer. I give great thanks. Oh. So thank you one and all for joining me in this prayer. I will slowly slip away in a moment to go help others gather theirs, but my heart and prayer will stay even when I quietly go off in the wind. Blessings to you. Blessings, Neil, for having this thought and bringing me this far. And blessings to each of you. I hope I will get to sit with you in person around the fire at some point in time. That would be such a great privilege. Thank you. I pass it back to you now.
Thank you very much, Jyoti Ma. And I just would like to allow us to sit here around this digital fire and just let the words sink in. And I would like to invite all of us to move our body in any kind of movement or direction so we sink in and deeper connect to all that we are. And by that, I would also like to invite us all to remember that we sit around this fire together. We are in this space together. Even if it's through a screen, we are right now around the digital fire. No matter where our feet is on this earth. And by that, for the rest of the ceremony, I would also like to remind us that we're humans, and to be able to connect even deeper with each other, to also remember that we have these beautiful mirror neurons in our brains that really needs to see something else in Netflix mode faces. We need to see smiles and gestures and movement for being able to connect even deeper. So please bring all of you into this space right now, in this opening ceremony for World of Wisdom, but please bring all of you to the festival. And all of you means that all is welcome. What if you can deeply trust that every single part of you is welcome? Every part that you maybe value as great or ungreat, light or dark, conscious or unconscious, shitty and gritty, or beautiful as hell. What if all is welcome? I would like to invite us to be practical, earthy, and grounding. I would like to invite us very soon into breakout rooms where we actually steps into vulnerability. Because I love, Jyoti Ma, so much things what you will bring into this space, and one thing that's just hit me was keep waking up. And for me, that is a never-ending story. I wake up and fall asleep. I don't know how many times a day. And Jyoti Ma, you mentioned the importance of listening deeply, and fuck, it's so hard. I noticed one conversation I had one day ago, and I just realized I contracted and I lost my capacity to listen. What the message was really about, what he really tried to tell me. I got it today. It took me 24 hours. I'm a part of a WhatsApp group. There was someone who put out a comment, and it created a rupture of distrust in the whole group. I've been sitting with it for days, listening deeply, because I sense something in between the cracks. There is a message that wants to come forward. As you said, Jyoti Ma, that focusing of listening to the seed and not the rupture or the chaos around. And that is easy to say, and in my reality, harder to do. And in the wisdom that I collected so far, and I know I still have many miles to walk, it requires to practice sovereignty, to be centered, to go back into breathing, to go back into curiosity, of opening myself up to sense deeper, to go in to the cracks, to listening, to really be open to find the seed and not having all my focus on defending myself. To alter the capacity of discernment, to know what is what. And it starts by get to know my humanness, my triggers, all the nitty and gritty parts of me that I'm not still able to accept, so they can be brought into love. So I would like us to go into a practice in the ceremony. In breakers room, 2 and 2, we have 2 minutes each to inquiry on the question, when do you get triggered? So the person with the longest hair out of the 2 of you will start asking the question, when do you get triggered? And the other person with the shortest hair just answer a sentence. The first sentence that comes up or the first word that comes up could be mom or whatever, dogs, or you create a sentence. But no storytelling, not go open your mind and try to create. And if nothing comes, just say pass. And then the other person asks the question again. So you just keep on asking the question. And the other person is responding the first thing that comes up. 2 minutes. Then you shift. Amit will give you instructions when you're out in the breakout rooms. So you will be guided. And then you shift and then you have 2 more minutes. And then there will be 1 minute left. And then you could share, say thank you, and just honor each other for the humanness we all sit with. So this is an invitation. So of course you can always say no, but you can always say yes as well. So welcome to pass through the wormholes, the black hole, through interconnectedness in space, and meet another human fellow being and inquiry on when do you get triggered. Thank you.
Hi, Jenny.
Hi. Is it Aline?
Yeah.
Hi.
Who has longest hair? You have,
I think it might be mine.
you have curls as well.
Yeah.
So you can go first.
When do I get triggered?
No, you asked the question, I think. The person.
Oh, I'm asking. Okay, I'm asking. Okay, so when do you get triggered?
I get triggered when I get the impression that other people are not trying to understand what I'm saying. And then you ask again.
Yeah, I ask again?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
For 2 minutes.
Okay. When do you get triggered? Got it.
I get triggered when people aren't kind. When I interpret it as not kind, what other people are doing.
And what else triggers you?
I get triggered when I interpret things as not fair. I like it being just, like not fair as in a playground fair, but like I like it when it's fair.
And what else triggers you?
I get triggered when lack of respect, lack of love or respect, and like that people want to do well, like the respecting each other. Can I switch?
Okay.
When do you get triggered?
I get triggered when I don't feel honored, like respected, but like I don't feel like I'm honored or appreciated. Yeah.
When do you get triggered?
Well, I certainly get triggered talking with my mom. It brings out a lot of my triggers. Just yeah, a lot of fear. So I just get really triggered in response to that.
When do you get triggered?
I get triggered when I feel misunderstood. Like someone's not really getting who I am.
When do you get triggered?
Well, I get triggered in romantic relationships when I'm also like in particular not feeling appreciated or honored or like perceived as not enough.
When do you get triggered?
I get triggered when I feel like I'm ungrounded, like home-wise, like there's been a lot of shifts in my home world, and that triggers me to get into a fear place. I'm grounded.
When do you get triggered?
Oh, I think we're going back.
No, you have to
Thank
wait.
you. Oh, what is this?
You're gonna automatically.
Oh, close in 48 seconds. I have a lot of triggers.
We all do. When do you get triggered?
Yeah, something you said about fairness, like when it's being or like judged unfairly, I think is where judged unfairly.
Thank you.
See you in the name.
See you in me.
Thank you for showing up. Thank you for stepping into a space of practicing discernment, practicing vulnerability, practicing to just facilitate deeper human connection with each other and with yourself. So with that, I would like to invite you all to pick up your stone if you brought that to the ceremony. And I would like you to, if it feels right for you, I will invite you to put that stone in your pocket or in your bra if you don't have a pocket, or in your underwears if you don't have a bra or pocket. I'm not going to go, or in your ass if you're not, I'm just going to skip that. Sorry, I didn't. That's I don't know what to blame. Just me provoking part. Get back, family, on track. So put that stone wherever it feels good for you. I don't have to tell you where. And let that be a reminder for the rest of the festival that every seed that we put down, it starts to end with us if it's allowed to grow. Whatever we want to co-create starts and ends with us. A radical self-responsibility. It's easy to say, harder to do. Remember that our breath can take us all the way back home by just hacking our vagus nerve, so we could go back to go to the interconnectedness that we are capable of, and from there listening for the perspectives that wants to come forward. I'm not sure, but I think Dragonfly, it's your turn to go.
Thank you for passing. Hello, Pamela. Thank you for that beautiful narrative. And I'm holding the stone close. It's in my pocket, just my pocket. Hello, everyone. Greetings from the land of the Tongva people here in Southern California, present-day Los Angeles. I'm grateful for the wisdom of our elders today, near and far, feeling deeply rooted with them. And I'd like to especially acknowledge the embodiment by our female leaders. Thank you for guiding us. We're going to step into physical embodiment as we've been flowing through our breath today. You can see I've chosen a big California Jeffrey pine tree behind me. This tree has stood here for over 100 years, as we all will in our lives. So I would like for us to do a mindfulness moment of physical rooting, just like a tree. I ask that you close your eyes with me and you begin to think of yourself, your feet becoming roots. Feel them wiggle, feel them connect, feel them become your roots. Feel your body strengthen. You are not made of stone. You are not a wall. Walls crumble. You are made of wood. You are flexible. You are ever strong and you hold the tree high, yet you flow with the wind. Feel yourself flow. Feel that wind, life's wind, breathing on you. Become interconnected with your breath. A tree is breathing all the time. Where is your body hiding this? Find that space. Breathe into that. Practice self-compassion. And back to stillness. Exhaling and opening your eyes. Hopefully you were able to bring a small piece of paper and a pen. If not, you can do this in your mind. But if you have one, I would ask for you to get it out now. On this little piece of paper, I would like to give you a gift that you will co-create with me. And my ask for you is a word, an intention, and then we will imbue this with something special. This is a word that I ask for you to create for yourself around your intention for this week. And if you can, make it a verb, an action, a choice. Think about it, and I'll be right back with you. welcome back. So in my lands, when I was young, I had to ask for permission to do big things because I wasn't old enough, wise enough to know the way. And my elders would say, yes, I give you permission. You are wise and older now, but you have a permission slip now. And as you step into this week, just remember, along with that rock in your pocket, you have a permission slip to go anywhere you want inside. No one can stop you. And if you get to that border, that place of emotional friction, you have a passport. I have a permission slip. You have everything you need to journey as far as you want to go. Oh, Jenny B?
Thank you for that beautiful ritual, Dragonfly. Appreciate it. I have my paper. You can keep with me. So I would like to now, I am honored to share with you a ritual of purification, heart meditation and purification that I received through my mentor from the Kogi people of Colombia, which is my ancestral home. And for those of you that might not be familiar with the Kogi, just a brief just understanding of what they're about. They're the direct descendants of an ancient civilization called the Tairona, and they reside in the hills, northern hills of Colombia, and they believe that they are the guardians of the heart of the world. And at the core of their spiritual beliefs is that the mountain range that they live on, and that they have been in seclusion for pretty much the past few hundred years, that the mountain range itself is an actual living entity. And so they dedicate their lives to communication with this entity and receive messages from the earth through this connection, which they achieve through deep meditation, ritual offerings, songs, prayers, and they carry out these purification rituals along a network of interconnected sacred sites all along this ridge. And the Mamus, which are the Kogi priests, believe that they're maintaining the equilibrium both of their mountain range, their homeland, this living being, but also the equilibrium of the entire world through this heart balancing and purification rituals that they do. And they've been secluded in these hills for hundreds of years and have only recently been coming down into the world because they received messages from the mother that the younger brothers, which is us as Westerners, the younger brothers, are plundering the earth. And so they're having a call to action to all of us to connect our spirits and hearts back to the land. So this ritual that I'm going to share with you right now, the intention is to awaken and connect our hearts and spirits back into the land and the earth, and deepen and awaken that connection. So if you brought your piece of string with you, I ask you to go ahead and pick that up. If you don't have a piece of string, that's okay. You can tune into the crystal or rock that Pamela asked you to bring. That also is okay. Or you can just use your finger. So it's no problem, but if you have them, now is the time to pick them up. And I'm going to begin by asking everyone to place their hands over their hearts. And I'm just going to do an invocation as we connect to our heart. We now cleanse ourselves with light and loving energy. All energies that no longer serve us, we release now from our body. We are light. We are free. We are true. Our space and our heart is cleansed and protected. Only light and love may dwell here. And now taking a deep breath, we're going to imagine that we are breathing through our hearts. So with eyes closed, taking a deep breath in, imagine as if the air was flowing in from your heart, in through your heart. And a slow exhalation through your heart as well. And do this 2 more times. Another deep breath in through your heart. Visualize that beautiful breath. coming through your heart. Slowly releasing through your heart. One last deep breath. See that beautiful breath going through your heart. Slow exhale. And now you're going to take your hand, one hand, which is holding the string, whichever hand feels most comfortable to you. And you're going to bring your hand just a few inches or centimeters above your heart. And we're going to do circles in an anti-clockwise direction. So from your perspective, you're going to be going the opposite way of the way that a clock would go. And you're just going to do circles. And you're going to do up to 100. So you're going to be like this, doing circles, not quite touching, just slightly above your heart. Imagining as you do these circles that you are cleansing your heart energy. We're going to be doing this for 100 times. Once you count to 100 and have completed 100 circles, you'll just bring your hand to a pause, keeping your hand at your heart. And Amit, if you don't mind, music while we do this. Now everyone's remembering to pause when you're complete. As you do this cleansing circular motion, just notice and observe any sensations that come up for you. One more moment to finish up the last circles. Beautiful. Now that we've cleansed, we're going to reverse the circles so that you're moving in a clockwise direction. We begin again, now moving as the clock, clockwise direction. Imagining now that you're opening your heart, supercharging your heart chakra. See if you can feel the energy radiating from your heart. Experiment with making the circles bigger or wider. Again, doing this for a full 100 and then coming to a pause on completion. Really feel that beautiful supercharged energy radiating from your heart. Give your fingers a wind up toy, winding it up, filling with love, opening your heart wider and deeper. Beautiful. And when you complete that 100 circle, you can go ahead and shake out your hands. Finishing your circles, that's okay. And now you're going to take the string that you have in your hand, if you have a string, and you're going to tie it on your wrist. And use your right or your left, whichever you feel intuitively is best. Go ahead and tie that string. And what this is going to do is serve as a reminder to connect with your heart. A reminder that you have purified and awakened your heart. And Amit, if you can bring down the sound, that would be wonderful. And you're going to keep this string on now, and you're going to allow it to stay on until it falls off. And for the duration of the time that it's with you on your wrist, it's going to continue to draw anything out of your heart chakra that is no longer serving you. And I invite you to keep it on until it falls away. And when it does, to notice the moment that it does. It's usually significant. When I did this for the first time, the day that my string fell off, it was the day that my aunt passed away. This beautiful, beautiful spirit. And I find that everyone has a similar story of some important thing that happened. So I invite you to connect to your string, connect to your heart, allow it to do its work in the work, and then move forward with a deeper connection to Earth. Thank you all for being here with me. I'll pass on to Nils.
I invite you all to stand up. So people on location, please come out onto the shore. Wherever you are in the world, find a place to stand up. I want to send a thank you to Ilarion, Jyoti, Heijne, Pamela, and Dragonfly for making the effort to be with us in these times. Now, as we stand here, I invite you to simply, once again, close your eyes and notice your connection with Mother Earth. She gave birth to us all. We will never leave her. We're always constantly connected to this planet. We are this planet. As we enter the age of the new divine feminine, take a moment to send gratitude and love to your birth mother, the woman who gave birth to you. Think about how all the cells in her body prepared for your birth. Not understanding, perhaps, what was happening, but knowing they had work to do. They played a part. This is what we're doing now. We are cells in the body of Mother Earth. We're birthing the next phase, a new society. It's painful, but we are the ones to do it. So as you stand here grounded with your mother, I will shortly invite you, as an ending point of this ceremony, to take one step forward. Step forward into this space that we're creating together from all over the world. Understanding that it is not an end point. This was once a seed of an idea. Now we're creating it, we're co-creating it as another seed. We're not done. We keep starting. We keep beginning. We keep giving birth. As we end this ceremony, we will do so in silence. After the ceremony, for those who wish, there will be music in at least 2 of the World of Wisdom camps. Because any birthing process, no matter how painful, deserves celebration. And you also have the option to stay. You can stay in this online room. No matter what you choose, we will go there in silence. So keep your eyes closed. Connect with this mother, this planet. Be that one cell, that one piece of the puzzle as we birth this new age. Do the work you're here to do. You're already doing it. To symbolize that, we're going to take one step forward and simply continue our journey together. After we do that, we will stay in silence. Stay in silence for as long as you need. When you feel you're done, you can simply open your eyes and allow the people around you to stay in silence. Amit will host the open Zoom room after this for those who wish to stick around. If not, this is where we begin and continue to birth a new world together. As you take this step, before we go into silence, I invite you to pick a sound, one sound that you make as you take this step, as a symbol of this action, to ground yourself in this action, to allow yourself to vibrate this action into the world. And then we go into silence together. So with your eyes closed, take a deep breath in, hold at the top, you release. On the count of 3, we take a step together. 1, 2, 3. Aho!